Vom Himmel kam der Engel Schar is one of the Christmas chorals from the Orgelbuchlein. The melody is from Luther, and actually it has the same meter as the one of the previous choral, Vom Himmel auch da komme ich her. This makes us think that maybe they could have also been interchanged. For sure, these two chorals are closely related, also based on the story that they tell. So first, the coming of Jesus has been announced, and then a lot of angels come singing his glory and praise. We also see that the two chorals work quite good one after each other. So the previous one ends in D major, and then we start. So it's a cadence that works well. But we do see that this is a slightly more meditative version than the previous one. We see it at the tonality, so it's in G minor, actually Dorian, because we see that Bach only writes one flat, only the B flat. And we can compare it also with the text, because yes, it's a joyous theme, but it also has a deep meaning. So, who believes in God will be saved. This is quite a serious thing, so we really need to take this seriously. It is interesting to look at the manuscript to see how Bach composed this piece, probably. So he had one page with the title, and then he wrote the chorale melody in longer notes, and then the pedal in quarter notes. So together they already work quite well. It's almost like a simple sketch of the piece. It sounds a bit like this. So the pedal has quite an important function. It is always downward going scales, again the symbol of angels coming from heaven. And also it has a cadence and a long note at the end of every choral sentence. So it forms a sort of punctuation in the piece. After that, we see the 16th notes of the two middle voices. It really looks as if Bach added them later, and at one point he didn't have enough space. So we see that the writing is quite cramped. And almost these two parts, so soprano and pedal, and then middle voices, sound almost independent from each other. And the middle voices are really an embellishment with this idea of angels flying fast up and down. So if we listen to only the middle voices, it would sound a bit like this. So we also see another important thing, which is that the middle voices, alto and tenor, really work together. Sometimes one starts a scale which is then continued by the other. However, the alto has a slightly more interesting part because it has syncopes sometimes, or it has an harmonically more interesting role. This is probably also to make the whole atmosphere more exciting instead of always only going up and down. This also shows that it's unlikely that this chorale would have been meant to be played on two manuals. We really need it on one manual so that the complementarity of the two voices is audible and evident. I also like to play it with quite a simple registration, so only flute 4, so that it becomes transparent and bright enough, but you can still hear clearly everything that is happening in this chorale. What we see is that the end of the chorale is quite exciting as well. So we talked about the pedal earlier with the downward going scales and the punctuation it makes. This is usually always done in 4 bars, so always groups of 4 bars. However, the last time it is longer. It is as if it were stretched out, really wanted to go towards the end. So 6 bars. And there is also a miolo. So we had the ternary meter, quite clear, going, dances. And then suddenly, if I play towards the end, the pedal does 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So we quickly switch from a ternary to a binary meter, and then we go back. Also at the end, something interesting happens in the hands, which almost take over with the middle parts, and they play a very long scale which goes beyond the melody. It feels really high, as if this joy of this moment couldn't be contained. So now I will play it all together so you can listen for these details.
Thank you for being part of the Orgelbuchlein project. This is more than music. It's a message of deep human emotions, from sorrow to joy, and a shared hope for a better future.
At the Conscious Foundation, we believe everyone deserves a peaceful home, and we think that music has the unique power to unite people in harmony. From the organ at St. Michael's Peace Church in Leuven, we bring this vision to life.
Through inclusive composition projects, regular concerts, and our annual Organ Marathon for Peace, we inspire connection and hope. One day, we dream of hundreds of organs worldwide joined together in a resounding call for peace.
Help us amplify this message by joining our Patreon community. Link in the description.